Hello there and welcome back, Commanders and Commanderettes. Chesty Puller here with an update video on the Roland Hero token base. This is absolutely the best way to do it. I had made a mistake in my last video and I actually learned from my mistake and changed the way that I did it. So the mistake that I made was, instead of continuing going around to the left, I kind of started on the left and went to the right and then went back to the left and then finished off on the right. So I kind of like zigzagged through the base, sort of almost in the pattern that the walls are laid out in the base. I like to take out the airport and the rocket silo, and I also like to take out the war factory and the barracks. But I do it without doing that if I don't really want to spend the money on the missiles. You just take a little bit more damage, but it's still basically free repair. I always have, you know, like full of reserves, and I have no problem getting thorium, so I don't mind using the two missiles that it costs me here. But if you don't want to use the missiles, you'll just get kind of a minor inconvenience from an extra hammer coming, and I think the biggest problem is just the bone saws, because they've got that suicide function on them, and if you're not set up properly, they'll just hit your whole group of units, and that can cost you 10-15 minutes worth of damage if you've got everything all bundled up there. I'm staying to the left here so that I don't draw the Roland out. I don't want to draw the Roland out just yet. I want to get rid of that railgun like I just did, and now I'll go ahead and draw the Roland out. But I would think that the hardest part of this base, hands down, is the Roland itself. So if you can handle the Roland and get rid of that bone saw that's over there to the left, then you pretty much shouldn't have too much of a problem with this base. Be careful as I moved forward there. You don't want to draw the Roland out to those things. You want to draw the Rolands out to your Cerberus drones. And notice, you see the Roland, he was about ready to turn around and head back. I'm pretty far out there, and you do not want him to target you. You want him to target the you'll notice that there's like a hammer there still partially alive. It's not really there. You have to pick up on the glitches, the kickside glitches that they have. You can tell, like, when he's right there and nobody's shooting at it, he's really not there. You'll see where he actually is here in just a minute. Like, he's back there at his original location. Watch, I'll draw him out right now and you'll see him move. See that? Okay, there he is. That's where he's actually at. So you just kind of get to know when you see these glitched out units that appear to be in a place and you can't shoot them, and then when you go after them, I call them ghost units or glitched out units, and then when you do go after them, then they take your, there seems to be like some pause or some hesitation while it's waiting to get over to where he really is, because it is going to go after where he really is, not where it appears that he is. This is a thing that I believe that Kixeye had. There's another ghost unit there. I believe Kixeye has built these in so that you go after them and it draws. See, that's where he really is. You saw him jump over there, right? So these ghost units, this is a sort of a problem that I have, but you just get to be aware. It helps having the dark storm, because if no units are shooting at this ghost unit, then you know that he's probably not really there. So this is my new procedure. If you'll watch my old video, you'll see that I kind of went over that way and took out that whole front wall. I used to go all the way around back and then come back towards the front wall, but now I think this is a better way. One of the things you also want to watch out for is all of the around the outskirts of the base and hiding, and they're very difficult to see, are the sharpshooters. So make sure that your Jaggernaut isn't exposed to those sharpshooters. There's still 2 more sharpshooters. There's one off to the right and one in the back there, and they'll be coming forward now. But you see the one laying down right over there on the right hand side, but I was just out of their range. So you'll notice here I didn't take any damage on anything other than my 2 Cerberuses, and it's like 5 seconds damage each. It's nothing. It's almost a free, it's almost a 0 damage attack. But every now and then the Overwatches, which do shoot my drones for my Cerberuses, do put a little bit of splash damage on my Cerberuses, and that's pretty much all the damage that I got. Now I hadn't been doing these because I just wasn't interested, but I had a couple of videos out a couple of months ago, but now I decided, let me get these things down to a science, and so I've got all but I think 11 more tokens, and then I'll be able to max out my Roland. It is kind of expensive, 60 million thorium every time, so I hope this was helpful. You guys have a good one. See you next time.